Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, beloved friends. I am Correa, and we are here every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to study the very laws that govern the universe and that are living proof of God's love for all of us. Tonight, as we approach Christmas, Kardec will inspire all of us with a question about how to strengthen our goodwill to do the good towards ourselves and others. So, as always, the mentors have planned tonight's program most beautifully. Let us then, beloved friends, welcome everyone with a warm embrace and let us pray so that we feel the love and care of the mentors who are at this moment visiting each and every one of us in our homes, hoping that together through this current of light we can make ourselves all the more useful on behalf of the greater good. Knowing of this beautiful proposal from on high, let us now, dear friends, read question 911 from the Spirit's Book by Allan Kardec. After we read the question, we shall also read the illuminated answers by the spirits from on high. Then we shall bring a couple of highlights and end this moments with a therapeutic exercise. Let us then begin by reading the question. In question 911, Kardec asks the illuminated spirits the following question. Aren't there passions that are so alive and irresistible that the will is powerless to overcome them? We are so grateful that Kardec asked this question, beloved friends, because essentially he is asking whether we are hopelessly attached to our own tendencies or if we are bound to progress. Let us now hear the answer from the illuminated spirits to Kardec and to all of us. The illuminated spirits answer the question as follows. There are many who say, I want to, but their will is only on their lips. They want, but they are very happy at not being able to. When they believe they cannot overcome their passions, it is because their spirit is pleased by them as a result of its own impurity. Those who try to restrain their passions understand their own spiritual nature, and overcoming them is a triumph of the spirit over matter. So thank you, illuminated spirits, for explaining to all of us tonight that we are not hopelessly attached to our own tendencies, that we are indeed bound to progress. Why is it then there are certain tendencies that remain in a loop emotionally and spiritually for us? Because, beloved friends, we find some sort of morbid pleasure associated with the action itself. Perhaps if one of our moral vices, for instance, is that of slander, we feel the morbid pleasure of feeling superior to those whom we bring down. But this, beloved friends, is but an illusion on our part. How shall we then, in this particular example, overcome our tendency to be prideful? by reminding ourselves that before God we are all equal, and rather than seeking for our very own qualities alone, let us do the selfless exercise of focusing on the good that lies and that lives on the other. It is when we focus much attention on ourselves that we may engage in slandering, for example, because we are so concerned with our own reputation, with our own self image, with what others shall think of us, that we do not waste time when it comes to using words to bring others down. Commonly in family reunions, such as the ones coming up on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, there are certain family members that are perhaps the focus of slander. That one person towards whom most of our family members, if not ourselves, have to give our 50 cents. We have to comment on what a person could have done or should have done or must have done differently. What if, dear friend, this year on Christmas, we make the internal decision to not engage in this slander loop? But then we may wonder, but Carol, if we do not engage in this slander loop, we then may feel as though we don't belong. We may be an outlier. We may feel outcast. We may feel or be looked upon as the strange one in the family. That is okay, beloved friends, because our Master Jesus, whose birthday we are celebrating, was and is an outlier to date. At his time, 2,000 years ago, he spoke to women very closely when, according to his culture and tradition, he was not supposed to. He healed on the Sabbath, which, according to his social, cultural, historical tradition, was supposed to be a day of rest. He spoke in open air, surrounded by nature, when at his time religious figures were supposed to speak only at the temple. It was common in his time for individuals to engage in power struggle with those in power. He, however, exempted himself from such power struggles. Yes, indeed. Rather than choosing the powerful to surround him his reputation, Master Jesus chose fishermen to become his apostles. So, our guiding model, beloved friends, was and is an outlier today. To date, there are many who consider his peacemaking proposal to be an act of cowardice. However, we who know the Master, we who hear the echoes of the voices of the angels singing peace on earth and goodwill to all humankind, we rest assured that it is okay to be looked upon strangely, because we are honored to embrace the living examples of the Master. Shall we then, in the Christmas gatherings to come, in just 4 days, beloved friends, make an internal decision to speak of peace, to speak of the good, to speak of kindness, to speak of hope, to speak of compassion, to speak of joy, even if that means going against our own habits, and even if that means not following, quote unquote, a family tradition. Let us create a new family tradition, that of peace, that of hope, that of goodwill, that of kindness, so that the Master, whose birthday we are celebrating, may find not only in our hearts, but in our homes and in our circle of actions, a light that shall signal that there live followers of the good news. Shall we, dear friends? We shall therefore allow our goodwill to manage our passions, freeing ourselves from habits that no longer serve us. Let us then visualize already goodwill, embracing and inspiring all of us. This shall be our Christmas inspired exercise for this beautiful week when we celebrate the coming of the Messiah to the earth. Joy to the world. The Lord has come. Let us keep feeling, therefore, dear friends, this beautiful gift of joy of living, and let us continue speaking and feeling the good always. For now, beloved friends, we invite you to stay tuned right here on Kardec Radio because, of course, here we are always nourishing our souls, and we already are looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now, dear friends.